Good evening, everyone. We're ready to begin this evening's board meeting. Sergeant Arms, has the lobby been attended to? Yes. Okay, we're going to request that all electronic devices be turned off or put in silent mode. Also, please refrain from using flash photography except during the special presentations portion of this meeting. I'm pleased to welcome you to the July 29, 2025 School Board Action Meeting. The time is 6:08 p.m. and this meeting is hereby called to order. This meeting was delayed due to the ending of our special board meeting that ended at 6:05 p.m. We are going to take a brief recess. We appreciate your patience. Thank you, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. The meeting is reconvened at 6:14 p.m. We'd like to take this opportunity to remind the members of the public of the district's mission, which is to ensure that each student achieves his or her highest personal potential. It's been a lot of reading already, sorry. And the district's vision to be a world-class school system. On the agenda this evening includes invocation, pledge of allegiance, acknowledgements, recognitions, public comment, consent action items, which include 1 item under board office, 15 items under academics and student services, 12 items under school choice administration, 6 items under human resources, 2 items under business services, 4 items under safety, security, and fleet operations, 37 items under facility operations, 1 item under legal services, and 4 items under good of the order or other business. Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda? Mr. Person?
Make a motion to approve the night's agenda.
Second?
A second.
Okay. Moved by Mr. Person, second on Mr. Ribble. Please record your vote. Oh my. Motion carries 7-0. As is the custom of the board, Mrs. Chaviano will introduce her guest to lead us in the invocation, after which Mr. Persons will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We're now moving to invocation, so please stand, everyone.
For tonight's invocation, we have Pastor John Solaroli of Faith Generation Church in Cape Coral.
Thank you for asking me to be here today. I'm truly honored that you would ask me. As I stand here, I'm reminded of the children of Israel as they entered into the promised land. Moses, their leader, who would not be going in with them, wanted to give them the best wisdom, the best guidance he possibly could so that they could pass on what they had learned to the next generation, that they would prosper in the land and that they would last as a nation. And so this is what he said: "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and all your strength. And these words I command to you today shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children. You shall talk with them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be on the frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates." The key to prosperity is what they passed on to the next generation, and that's the decisions that you as a board are making, and that's why I am honored to be here and to pray for you. So let's pray. May God, you bless this government, the United States of America, our great state of Florida and Lee County. God, for those who have fought to protect our freedoms, both in the military and our civil servants. Lord, we pray right now for our school system, the administration, the staff members, the teachers. We pray for the success of the school events and programs that are going to happen this year. Also, for this governing body, Lord, we pray that you would give them wisdom and discernment when it comes to the needs of our next generation, guidance for the difficult and challenging decisions that they will face, humility to govern well for the good of those who have placed their trust and confidence in this leadership, and also integrity, courage, and strength to do the right thing, even when it's hard. God bless this board and our next generation. Thank you for hearing our prayer. Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and please be seated. Thank you, Pastor. Next item on the agenda is the character word for July. Character word for July is self-control, the ability to direct or regulate your actions, emotions, and words. The design displayed on screen was created by Parker Johnson, a 12th grade student at North Fort Myers High School. Great job, Parker. Okay. Next up is our favorite part, recognition. So board members, please join us in the pit for recognitions. Good evening. Joining me at the lectern tonight is Kendra Pinnis, Coordinator in Organizational Development and Retention. Okay. The school district of Lee County is proud to announce the formal recognition of schools that recently achieved Level 1 certification in Marzano High Reliability Schools. Level 1 certification means that each school has created a safe, supportive, and collaborative culture. These schools join an existing cohort of previously certified Level 1 schools in Lee County, increasing the county's total to 72 certified schools. Nationwide, there are 790 Level 1 certified schools. To achieve Level 1 certification, teachers and administrators from each school participated in training, collected feedback from parents, students, faculty and staff members, and implemented action plans to address school culture. An independent expert reviewed the artifacts to ensure the schools met the required standards for certification. A safe, supportive, and collaborative environment is foundational for student achievement. The school board and superintendent are honored to recognize the following schools as Level 1 certified. Please come up to the podium when your school is called. Gulf Elementary School Principal Dr. Jessica Duncan. Okay, next up, Pine Island Elementary Principal Dr. Michael Galbraith. Next up, Skyline Elementary Principal Stephanie Metzger. Next up, Tanglewood Elementary Principal Linda Buckley. Last but not least, Three Oaks Elementary School Principal Candace Alivedo.
Joining us again at the lectern tonight, Kendra Pinnis, Coordinator of Organizational Development and Retention. The School District of Lee County is proud to announce the formal recognition of schools that recently achieved Level 2 certification of the Marzano High School reliability schools. Level 2 certification means that each school has created conditions to foster effective teaching in every classroom. These 8 schools join a cohort of 372 Level 2 certified schools across the United States. To achieve Level 2 certification, teachers and administrators from each school volunteered to participate in training, collective feedback from the parents, students, and faculty and staff members, and implemented action plans to promote effective teaching in every classroom. An outside expert reviewed certification artifacts to achieve certification. Increasing teacher effectiveness is key to improving student achievement. The school board and superintendent are honored to recognize the following schools to level 2 certified. We recognize the schools in 2 groups. Please come up to the podium when your school is called. Group 1, Allen Park Elementary, Principal Melissa Booth. Dr. Carrie Robinson Little Elementary, Principal Monica Broughton. Franklin Park Elementary, Principal Dr. Mia German. And Orangewood Elementary, Principal Dwayne Blazina. Pelican Elementary, Principal Michelle Stanford. River Hall Elementary, Principal Scott Cook. All right, y'all need to shift back. I'm going to do a picture and then I've got another group. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay. Group 2, Gateway Elementary, Principal Sherry Gibson. Mirror Lakes Elementary, Principal Amy Boback. And Spring Creek Elementary, Principal Jillian Fiora. Congratulations on earning Level 2 certification.
Congratulations to all our schools and leaders. That's amazing, and that's something what we're about here. So we're going to move on to the next item on the agenda, which will be public comment. Whenever you're ready, Attorney DeBrie Bruno, please address the item of public comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good evening. School board policy provides the opportunity at this point in the meeting to address the board concerning any matter on this meeting's agenda or any other matter relevant to the operation of the school district. Please complete a public comment card and put it in the basket provided. If you need a public comment card, they are provided by our staff. The rules concerning public comment are posted in the back and will be made from the podium in the front center aisle. Please be advised that the board will not respond during public comment to remarks made by speakers. The purpose of public comment is to provide feedback on district issues such as duties, responsibilities, decisions, and the general operation of the school district. The school board is viewpoint neutral during public comment. We ask that decorum be kept and respect be shown, which is what is expected when a government agency conducts official business. Therefore, abusive language defined as swearing, use of profanity, or name-calling is prohibited. In addition, clapping, hissing, booing, or display of temper during public comment is prohibited. Speakers who fail to follow proper decorum in the chambers will be ruled out of order by the board chair or the board attorney. Any speaker continuing with such remarks will be required to relinquish the microphone per Board Policy 0169.1 and may be removed from the chambers by the Sergeant at Arms. Per Board Policy 0169.1, the time per speaker is 3 minutes if there are 20 speakers, 2 minutes if there are 30, and 1 minute if there are 31 speakers or more. The maximum time allotted for public comment is 1 hour, 60 speakers. You will find a countdown on the big screen in the front of the room. Once your time has elapsed, the microphone will automatically shut off. Please state your name when you approach the microphone. I will call your names 5 speakers at a time. Please follow staff's direction when lining up. Mr. Chairman, there are 17 individuals that wish to address the board this evening, and the time per speaker is 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Board Attorney. Please ensure you have completed a public comment card to provide public comment. The card is a public record identifying those who speak and providing contact information to staff for follow-up. The cards are located with staff in the hallway. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to address the board but has not filled out a public comment card? Please raise your hand. Okay, I am seeing none. So at this point, Attorney DeBrie Bruno, please proceed with public comment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Will the following individuals please line up? India Palencia, Kathleen Wine, Adam Weisberger, Lou Navarro, Yolanda White.
Good evening. My name is India Palencia. Thank you, members of the board and Superintendent Dr. Carlin. I sat through the workshops today and listened very carefully as you discussed areas of opportunity and conversations that really need to happen about how we support student learning here in Lee County. The longer we avoid calling things what they are, the more our kids pay the price. So it was refreshing to see our district face this difficult reality on this concern, and I'd like to see the same approach on other concerns as well. As discussed today, Lee County is the only large district in Florida where 3rd grade reading scores went down. Our student growth is slower than the state. Schools are losing letter grades our children and our working families can't afford to lose. And yet, while students struggle, this district keeps hiring more and more high-paid administrators, some making more than the governor. 6-figure salaries are handed out like candy, but where's the accountability? Because when outcomes repeatedly don't improve, these administrators don't get removed. Their jobs get redefined or they get moved around, sometimes even promoted or given raises, while our students fall further behind. That's not accountability, that's job security without performance. Meanwhile, our teachers and staff are buried in paperwork, micromanaged to test scores, and underpaid for the crucial work they do every day. We've made commendable work to fill our teacher vacancies, but will those teachers stay when the system treats them like the problem instead of the solution? And still, no one up here has addressed the catastrophic failure in our ESE department. For those who aren't familiar, these are our kids with different abilities who need assistance in our schools. My son is one of them. An audit pulled 289 student IEPs or individual plans and found only 2% of those legally required accommodations were actually being delivered. Legally required federally by the state and our own school board policies. That's not a small oversight. That's catastrophic neglect of our most vulnerable student population. So here's my ask of the board. Cut top-heavy administration until we see real classroom results. Divert those funds to real long-term solutions for fair teacher pay. Tie administrative pay and position security to student outcomes. Fix the culture that protects underperforming admin while placing the burden on educators. And take swift public action to expose and correct the failures in our ESC services. This is a structural problem, and our children don't get a do-over while adults in the system do get reshuffled. Our kids, our teachers, our staff, and our community deserve better. Thank you.
No clapping. No clapping. If we're going to clap again, we're going to recess. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kathy Wynn. You're getting a little bit of a rerun today. I'm a graduate of the Lee County school system, as are my daughters. After substitute teaching here for 9 years, I became a prevention specialist for the Hanley Foundation, and then here in 2018, the same year that the Surgeon General declared youth vaping was an epidemic, with much of the blame being placed on Juul vaping devices. For the past 7 years, my prevention colleague and I have worked tirelessly to equip the district with educational prevention materials, presentations for students, parents, and staff, quarterly newsletters, online courses for student infractions, while managing 2 prevention initiatives funded by a United Way grant, among many other things. When the state mandated that every student have a lesson about substance use and abuse without providing us with the curriculum, we and Leisha Roy, as the in-house experts, created this urgently needed instructional material for grades K through 5. These videos allowed us to be in compliance. I learned after my annual review that our positions were in jeopardy due to budget. My contract has not been renewed. I was and am in disbelief that our district would consider prevention a want and not a need, and be unable to find a way to keep our 2 teaching positions in the 25-26 budget. We've received much of our $2.2 million from the 2023 Juul settlement, with its intention being to remediate youth vaping. According to the Juul settlement workshop done here in 2024, we'll still be getting $268,000 more this December and in December 2026. One would think it'd be a priority to use part of this money to expand prevention services, not eliminate it. My understanding of our right-sizing initiative is that it's intended to reduce bureaucracy. Prevention education is not bureaucracy. It is life-saving, essential instruction. We had planned to launch a cartoon series for our K through 5 students in Q1 this coming year. We created Prevention Pals as a fun way to engage young students while teaching them not just that vaping is unhealthy, but why, to help them make the decision not to do it. The topics of smoking, alcohol, peer pressure were to follow. I would love the opportunity to share this new initiative with you all, as well as the many other prevention resources we've created for this district to use to help our students make good choices when it comes to nicotine, alcohol, and drug use, as well as bullying and internet safety. I'm asking you all to consider redirecting a portion of the Juul monies to maintain our positions. Please don't cut lessons that save children's lives, for the sake of our students, their health, and their future. Thank you for your leadership on this vital issue.
Dr. Carlin, Attorney Dupuy Bruno, Chairman Fisher, and members of the school board. Good evening. My name is Adam Weisberger, and I am not here today to speak to you on behalf of the budget, but rather as president of the South Gulf Football Officials Association. I appear before you today to say thank you in advance for your anticipated approval of our service agreement with the school district, as highlighted under item J5 on tonight's agenda. Our association enters its 53rd year officiating high school football here in Lee County, and we are very thankful for your support over that time. Last year, our association supported more than 300 football games in the fall across the freshman, JV, and varsity levels, and in just its second year in existence here in Lee County, we officiated 87 flag football games in the spring, representing a 25% increase over the 2024 numbers. At the annual fall sports meeting held by the Florida High School Athletic Association for leadership within the Officials Association statewide, it was shared with us that according to the National Federation of High School Sports, participation in football has returned to its pre-COVID levels. And we're certainly seeing that growth here and return in Florida. And we anticipate that as we close the 25-26 season in May of next year, the number of fall games and spring flag football games that we will have officiated will have increased over last year. We're also thankful to Dave LaRosa, who last week invited our association the opportunity to talk to the named captains about new rules with an emphasis on sportsmanship. I know sportsmanship is very important to the superintendent, and it's incredibly important to us as guardians of the game. I accept the fact that I lead an organization of close to 100 men and women that are not liked from the moment they step onto school grounds to the moment they leave. That's part of our job as officials. But it's our strong partnership with all of you that ensures that contests continue to be played that protect the safety of all players and the integrity of the game. Finally, I'd like to personally invite all of you to our upcoming Fall Controlled Field Clinic being held at Dunbar High School on Friday, August 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. This is an opportunity for you to see how officials prepare for the season, work with players and coaches on the new rules, and get everybody ready for the kickoff classics the following week. In addition to Dunbar, Fort Myers High School and Gateway High School will be participating in this event, and we thank all the athletic directors, their coaches, and their players helping us prepare for a successful upcoming season. Thank you again for your time and for your continued support.
Will the following individuals please line up? David Carter, Kyle Wade, Denise Eberly, Darius Cochran, Joshua Codro.
Good evening, Superintendent, Board, Lou Navarro, retired teacher, Lee County, and TALC member. I see you passed a $2.8 billion budget for 2026. Mr. Fisher, we spoke on the phone yesterday. You told me to find money because you have no money for teachers. Well, I found your money. Here it is. High contingency balance. Use it. Cut another 10% off the administrative budget in addition to the 5%. We have everyone making six figures down here and people stepping all over each other. My associate Dave J, tripledippers.org, is tracking you. Cut the busing again. NAACP dropped the court order long ago, or pay drivers more. Stop spending $180,000 on a lobbyist in Washington, D.C. The superintendent needed to pay back Mr. Miller. Is that so? Ms. Giovanelli went there on an all-expense paid trip. Ms. Giovanelli, I love the pictures you sent me of the White House on Facebook. You know, bargain in good faith with TALC. If I was there, you'd have an unfair labor practice. You cannot offer bonuses for teachers. I did not want to hear from you that you can't get teachers at Hans Marsh. My son worked there for 5 years. You gave him nothing extra. He was excellent. He quit. Where is my pal Radar Roger Lloyd? You can get teachers because you can't get teachers because you refuse to raise the starting pay to $70,000, like I've been purporting. You don't want to use 3 lanes of longevity. And women's parity, they don't have to be school marms and nurses anymore. A woman can do much more. Lobby the state. Get some retirement back. 3%, I never paid a dime to FRS. You blame it on the state, but why don't you spend some money and help out? if the state won't pay it? Why would you build 8 new schools when you cannot find teachers? In closing, we are with 48% literacy. I'm afraid to look at high school. All you revealed was grades by school. Dr. Carlin, you wouldn't even meet with me. Dr. Bernier did. Why? You don't think I have any expertise? I'm hurt. We need to go back to an appointed superintendent. I will be discussing this with Mr. G. Lombardo.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Navarro. Your time is up.
Call me anytime. And remember, I got thrown out of city council.
Your time is up, sir.
If you throw me out,
Mr. Navarro, your time is up. You know the deal. Come on.
I got you the money from said Are we ready? Well, they're all Chris moving me out of that meeting. I'm giving tours at the city hall.
Good evening. My name is Yolanda White, Dr. Yolanda White. And, thank you for your attention. I only have a quick question. Are other instructional positions cut to fill specifically instructional reading positions? And to elaborate on that for the time that I do have, as an experienced teacher, I've been an educator for 23 years. And the process, it doesn't seem like an effective process that's happening right now. Dumping the reading on the experienced teachers, dumping those responsibilities on those teachers and not training the new teachers. You're getting all the new teachers, and they should be going through the same process. So again, are other instructional positions cut to fill instructional reading positions? Thank you for your attention.
Hello, my name is Kyle Wade. I am a resident of Alva. I'm here before you today to request that a little bit of action be taken into the proposed site of Alva at Tuckahoe for the new elementary school. There is another site that you own on David and Joel, which is within the Lehigh Acres community, that I believe would serve that community a lot better. Part of which is that this current plan undermines not only the fiscal logic, but the district's own elementary proximity project, which was designed to reduce long-distance busing, which I have seen numerous reports on that is a struggle, not only financially to keep up with busing, but also the hiring process of finding qualified drivers for the students. I think it would benefit the community a little bit more in Lehigh, considering over 90% of the student body would be coming from Lehigh Acres and not Alva, so I don't see how that suits our needs. Also, in conjunction with that, it also threatens vital habitats. The Alva Scrub Preserve, along with Hickey's Creek Mitigation, is a crucial wildlife corridor that runs throughout this area of the proposed site. I believe this will cause a financial burden not only to the school board, but also the taxpayers through all the EPA and DEP regulations that you would incur. Also, not even considering that it is not ready. The other site on David and Joel is prepared. It has city water, electric, sewer, whereas the site in Alva does not. So the amount of cost that you would incur, especially in this day and age, would be significantly more than, I believe, the $160 million that was proposed when this was looked at about 15 years ago, if my information is correct. Also, one other thing, besides the wildlife, which is also very important to me as an environmental science student of FGCU. It's something that I consider. I've seen Florida panthers, turkeys, gopher tortoises, all protected species. But the last thing I'll leave you with, This decision will shape education infrastructure, environmental policy, and tax spending for decades. The Joel David site offers a fiscally sound, community-aligned, and environmentally responsible solution. Please build where the students live and protect our wildlife. Thank you very much.
How y'all doing? I'm David Carter. I live in Alva, 21911, the corner, straight across almost from where y'all want to build this school. Kind of touch base on what the gentleman just said. Not going to go into too much detail on each part, but wildlife. You have the gopher turtles there. You have the scrub jays. You have panthers that live there. They go from the 2020 property on the back side of there, through that property, across Joel, across Edwards, into the next 2020. They've been there for years. I even got some pictures on my phones of them, and they're still there. So you're going to be displacing at least 3 animals already that are supposed to be protected. Number 2, I agree with him about the busing. Y'all are having problems getting kids to and from school now. I have 6 grandkids. Half of them are late every time they try to go to school because the buses don't show up. The roads are inadequate. You got Packing House Road, you got Stiles, you got Edwards on the other side of Joe, and from y'all's property, 280 on Joe. All of them roads are not even adequate. There's wrecks on them all the time, but now y'all going to put buses full of kids on them? There's potholes in them. The sides of the roads are messed up. The roads are trash. And according to the last couple meetings I went to, the county is not even planning on doing nothing with them roads for at least 10 years. Next thing is water. There is no water, sewer. There is no sidewalks out there. When kids have to walk home, what are they going to be walking on? Joe Boulevard? Come down there at 6 o'clock in the morning, you'll see the traffic is horrid as it is now, and y'all are fixing to triple the traffic on a 2-lane roads. That is the point that we're looking at it, this whole deal. With putting in there the schools that y'all are proposing putting in there at the size they are, y'all gonna have to put in water plants, sewer plants. All the adjacent properties there, all of us are on shallow wells, been there for years. Y'all are gonna run our wells dry. Who's going to come and help pay all the people in that adjacent to that property? We have like 20, 25-foot wells. You're going to suck the water out to be able to pump that much water to them schools. We're talking about 5,000 students. There's what, 200 students from Alvett that will go to these schools. The rest are being bussed in. I agree with the gentleman. The school site needs to be at the other end at Davis. You already got city water. It's a 4-lane. You got sidewalks. It makes a lot more sense. Thank y'all.
Jeannie Seberly. Got a whole 3 minutes here. I don't know what to cover. They pretty much said pretty much everything I'm going to say or wanted to say. Think, you know, it's exactly true. But I do want to address what I keep hearing over and over and over again, which seems to be the justification for building that school out in Alva. Keep hearing Alva Inc. wanted it. Alva Inc. back then consisted of about 5 people, 5 board members. I can tell you right now, the community fought against it. There weren't every person, I mean, from what I'm hearing from school board members, every person in Alva wanted this school there. That's completely false. And I also submitted 295 signatures to you from back then of people who opposed it. I'm sure none of you have seen it because now it's a whole new school board, and I'm sure you're not sharing that. And I'll go back to this petition, keep hearing over and over again that people don't come out and speak against it. I've been to many of these meetings, and so have you. Maybe a couple of your new ones haven't. But a lot of us keep coming out here and speaking against this. Here's a petition again. I will bring it every time I have to. 600 signatures opposed to it in Alva who want it in Lehigh. That's 300 of these people are Lehigh. Mr. Persons, was that like dig you took at the end of the workshop today? You're going to name it Ruby Daniels High School? Let me tell you something. That actually does Ruby Daniels a disservice. Though maybe she wanted it there, the rest of the community didn't want it there. So if you put it there and name it Ruby Daniels High School, everybody's going to look at that in anger because of what that school is doing to Alva. It's destroying Alva, and it's basically being built for developers. That was, Mr. Rickenbacker pretty much said that today. Oh, and the sewer and water that you're running will serve the further community. That's developers. Because none of us want sewer and water out there. We don't need it. We have wells. We have septic tanks. We have 10-acre parcels of land. We don't need it. If that comes running down our roads, they're going to make us hook up to it. How much does that cost? $60,000 minimum? You know how much it costs us because our livestock just to feed it water? And we're going to be on city water and have to pay for all that? No, we'll all go broke. We won't have our livestock anymore because we wouldn't be able to afford them. So anyway.
Thank you for your comments. Your time is up.
Will the following individuals please line up? Holly Schwartz, Connie Dennis, James Kennedy, Sean Clarison, Christopher Mayo.
Darius Cochran is my name. I thought it was ironic that I think the word on the board, word of the month, was self-control. And several of the school board members had very sarcastic comments about the community and about the people that spoke in the workshop previously. Several of the school board members called and almost harassed a radio DJ this morning for asking questions. I don't think you want to answer questions. It's very frustrating. The information that we received is from you. It's from your data. I didn't even see the video of the last board meeting until 3 days ago, and somebody said, you got to watch it, when y'all asked for a recess in the middle of the meeting. When several of you said that you had not been to the land site, that you're going to get a loan for $162 million, and you never set foot on the property. Is that true? Because that's what you said. If you want to, change the story. I mean, all due respect, Dr. Carlin, you said you didn't know which site was best. That's on your video. That's what you said. So, and then y'all go behind, or some of you go behind a back door, make it, whatever y'all talk about, it's not transparent. The community doesn't know what you're saying back there, and you come back out here and vote 7-0. How can you blame the community? I graduated from the University of Riverdale, and math was my best subject. I'm okay with a little school in Alva, that's no problem. But you're talking about one of the biggest school campuses in Southwest Florida history and a population of 3,000 people. The site on David, 201 Joe Boulevard, unlike some of these board members and the superintendent, I actually went to the site. A couple things I know about land. I actually sold a property, Tortuga Preserve on Gunnery Road, 1711 or 1701. I brokered that deal to the school district. I know what a good piece of property is. And I know what a good piece of property is not. There's a couple people in Alva, I'm sure, that are probably upset because they want the school there. But I haven't talked to them, I haven't seen them. And we've got 600 people that say they don't want it. I think before you sign a note for $162 million that you need to go to the land site that you're getting a loan on. Is that unreasonable? I know you can't answer questions.
Thank you for your comments. Your time is up, sir.
I want to put something on record because these allegations of board members speaking outside of the public, I want to make sure it's very clear given the circumstances and the statute that's applicable. At the June 3rd meeting, the board members did not go in the back and have any type of conversation. The superintendent, Dr. Savage, Dr. Desmar, and a financial advisor went in the back to try to answer a question that was posed by the board. Thereafter, they came back, the question was answered, and the board moved forward with their vote. So I want to make sure that the record is very, very clear, because I do not want any false allegations of sunshine violations on the board.
Can I say something on that or
No.
Okay, my name is Joshua Krakow. Ironically, I find that hysterical. We are asking our taxpayers to increase our expenditures of $134 million increase this year, a total of $2.9 billion. I'm curious whether or not that is going towards all the lawsuits that our school district has been receiving due to witness protection agencies that our children have. We've had a case with a child that was a part of the witness protection agency last year that our public schools had published. I know that we are currently probably dealing with a lawsuit between that family and also the FBI dealing with that safety concern. It's ironic how we talk about the safety concerns of our children, but yet we're building a great indoor parking for the elite to be able to be safe. And it seems like the priority is not our children's safety, but all of our elected officials who consider themselves majority conservative Republicans. It is not the way that our constituents are supposed to be represented. You guys all swore an oath to represent the people that you voted in. And I can't wait for re-election because I will continuously campaign against every single one of you.
Warning, no politics.
This is a political event. You guys are politicians.
Warning.
Okay.
Nothing about campaigns.
Okay.
Continue.
It is not about the safety of our children. We need to get back to the safety of our children and the quality of our education. Was it a quality of education when our children at the young adults or young parent school received information about sexually explicit activities involving minors and adults, again, probably resulting in lawsuits that we as taxpayers are having to pay because our board and our superintendent is not able to hold our schools accountable with their transparency and trying not to their transparency and actually being leaders in our community. This is not what Lee County deserves. It deserves higher educated teachers. We are importing teachers from other countries, which is hysterical. How are they going to teach our kids to be leaders in our country when they are just coming to our country? This is not about our kids. It's about filling seats, making money and profit for you guys to be able to control how our taxes are funded. It is so much of our taxes go to you guys, and our children's education is a disgrace. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Holly Schwartz, and I know you've had a long day because I watched your workshop today. And I just wanted to communicate with maybe some of the new board members. The last time a representative of the school board met with the residents of Alva on the East Zone High School NNN was in 2023 at the Alva School Auditorium. Some of our board members were there, and we appreciate you for being there, attended by Zoom because we were all getting over COVID. Of course, it was promised at that time that we'd be kept in the loop as the project moved forward. Unfortunately, a lot has changed on the transparency front since then. The fiscal and capital Planning advisory committees have been abolished. There's been no other community meetings with representatives of the school board. Just last month at the June 3rd school board meeting, when you voted on the COPS bond, 5 out of the 7 elected officials on this board brought out issues of concern about whether we should have a workshop or maybe we should talk to some of the members of the community, and that was encouraging. But then the staff recommended one-on-ones with each of the council members, with each of the board members. And apparently, let's have some one-on-ones, and if you still think a workshop is mandatory or necessary, then we'll have one. Unfortunately, the community wasn't to benefit from any of the information that was shared with you from the one-on-ones. We don't know what happened at those meetings. Let's see. Today we learned at your workshop, and again, after I assume that the COPS bond has already been issued, because it was supposed to be mid-July, that things are changing regarding the utilities provided to the site. Since the beginning, we were told that this project would not happen unless water and sewer were provided to that site. Now, it's confusing. We heard something about water tanks. We heard something about there wasn't enough pressure to go down Joel, and that there was going to be extra capacity to benefit future development. So this is rhetorical, our tax dollars going to benefit future developers? Those are the kind of questions we might be able to get some closed door on if someone from the school board came and met with the community. Right now, there's maybe little one-on-ones going on, but the majority of us don't have that information. And several of the board members made it a point today. Oh, shoot, I'm going to have to go. But there were some inaccuracies in what was presented today. Water Management District permit.
Thank you for your comments, ma'am. Your time is up.
Good evening, I'm Connie Dennis, ex-president of Alva Inc., retired teacher from Alva Middle School. I support all of the items that Denise Eberly and the gentleman in the green shirt, that basically those are the things that I was going to say. I'm very concerned about the environment and the corridor, and also the people who come to Florida want to see the animals and the wildlife, and that's what's there in Hickey Creek. It's right there where people are going to. I'm also concerned, about the two preserves. It's the location of the school would be right between the two preserves. And the last point that I want to make is presenting opportunity to the public about the issues, and that has been mentioned by other people also. Instead of making all the public decisions and forcing everyone to follow your decisions. And I had heard at one time that property was supposed to be a bus barn. So I don't know what happened with that. Is there something else that you could use the property for? And following one other thing, my research has indicated that in 2024, Florida's teacher salaries are the second lowest in the nation. Mississippi was lowest. So I'm concerned about that too. Thank you for your help, attention.
Good evening. My name is James Kennedy. I live in Alva, and I'm here to oppose the school at this time. First of all, just to finish up Holly's points. So in your own presentation from your workshop this afternoon, You said the risk management for the Army Corps and Southwest Florida Water Management District permitting was received. It hasn't been. That's public record, right? But the bigger thing is when you're saying these things and you're putting out that the coverage that we give in the roar is wrong, but you don't come with counter facts. You don't provide that information. We have to go with what's available, and we're going with what's publicly available. We're not pulling the stuff out of thin air, and it doesn't matter what kind of sweetheart deal or what thing that you have going on, that establishing this new water plant and sewage facility creates for future development. The money that we're supposed to be spending on schools shouldn't be spent on building infrastructure for what may come by a private developer later. And that's really what this reeks of. The school's not being built where the students are, so it's clearly not being built for the students. It's clearly being built for what we think is coming and how that benefits us later. But that's not your job. Your job is not to benefit communities that haven't been built yet. It's to take care of the students that are in school now, and you're not doing that. Putting the school at the Joel and David site puts it closer, reduces busing times, reduces the need for drivers, reduces fuel costs. It makes a lot more sense to put it there than to put it in the middle of Alva. So that's one point. And the other thing is, someone brought up the environmental concerns. I'm sure that somebody that lives in Alva in the Tuckahoe area probably has video of the panther that walked through that area 2 days ago on their phone. So that's a concern. I don't remember if it's one of the ones wearing a tracking collar or not, but that panther passes through there every 2 to 3 days because it's part of the corridor. So you're going to build in the middle of the corridor when you don't have to. You can make the argument that that school site is going to be used for a school, but it shouldn't be built there now because the roads can't handle it. That Joel Boulevard has accidents every single day, as has been previously stated. Until the roads are upgraded, which they're not slated to for a while, this is a danger. It's not just fiscally irresponsible, it's actually dangerous. Take care of the kids, put school where it belongs.
Will the following individuals please line up? Celia Rubin, Katrina Salakar.
Hello, my name's Sean. I'm one of the Alva residents that oppose this school that y'all want to build in Tuckahoe and Joel. We're already starting the school year and we're short drivers as it is. We're going to build the school way out in the East Alva, and we're going to have to bus all these kids in. There's going to be maybe 20 kids walking to school. Every other kid will have to be bused. The busing of it will be crazy. I'm sorry. Furthermore, our rural status, this has been mentioned before. I have come here before and mentioned this before. We are rural. We do have our outdoor gun ranges. If these kids are out on the football field playing football during the school day and Jimmy down the road happens to be off that day and say, you know what, I want to go out and shoot my gun a couple times. How often is this school going to be on lockdown? It's an honest question. How about, like on a Friday when there are football games going on and, Jim's over there, he wants to shoot off his gun a few times. How about the chaos that's going to ensue when all those kids are trying to get off the field or all those parents are trying to get off the bleachers all at one time? How many kids are going to be hurt? How many kids are going to be telling their parents that, oh, my school had to go on lockdown today? What are you going to tell the parents? I don't know. I guess that'll be up to you all. Thank you.
Good evening again. My name is Christopher Mio, as I said earlier. I'm coming back up again just for the larger audience in the second meeting. But again, I'm here to discuss the proposed school in Alva and be in opposition to it. Again, as most of the speakers have said, due to the demographics and the lack of of students in Alva that will actually be able to walk to school, and as a parent that lives right on Stiles Road, every day I have to sit at the corner of Stiles and Tuckahoe and deal with the traffic while my kids are trying to get on the bus. I have to use my personal vehicle to block traffic because people are always speeding down that road, passing the buses when they're stopped, things like that. I have many, many calls to the Sheriff's Department asking them to bring deputies out there to stop the speeders that are doing 60 miles an hour on a 30-mile-an-hour road that's a lane and a half wide, that's Stiles Road. The roads are inadequate. Unless you are planning on building 4-lane roads out there in Alva in order to safely get these kids to the schools, you're asking for a death trap. I have 30 years of transportation experience, 21 in the Marine Corps, and then since then. I know transportation. What you are asking for is a nightmare with these buses and these schools. This school needs to be put in Lehigh where all the students are going to be. It's going to continue to be a problem. Again, as the other speakers said, these gun ranges. I really would like an answer on what is the school's policy when a shot is fired within earshot of a school. I know that when a armed robbery happened at the bank near Riverdale, the students were all on lockdown, and that wasn't even able to be heard in the school. So what's going to happen when these guns are going off around the school? I know that's not an issue over in Alva School because that is in the smaller area where people can't have gun ranges because it's the actual town of Alva. But you're having this school where this is going to be a major, major problem. I've talked to all the neighbors. I've talked to them. They said, everyone around me, all my neighbors agree that this is going to be a huge problem. So please, and I've also heard that the big reason to keep going on with this school is because of the timing. Well, stop and move the school to where it's supposed to be and stop wasting time because you're going to have a school that's going to be basically useless. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Celia Rubin, and I can't say anything more about being opposed to the school than has already been said. And I think you really need to reconsider where that school goes. Thank you.
Katrina Salakar, and no one's mentioned that at the last school board meeting, I believe you took a vote because you said that you could still replace the location of the last school in the cops bond. Can somebody look back at that and see if that isn't true? A lot of the committees were disbanded inside of the school district system, so we assembled subject matter experts to go over everything, just like the committees would have. And after a couple hundred hours of work since the last school board meeting, I have responses to one of your school board members' actual email about exactly why you're doing this. So let me go over that. Purpose of the school citing, the school board official, we don't build schools for specific neighborhoods. We build them to serve entire attendance zones. Riverdale, for example, Lehigh, North Fort Myers, and Buckingham. Our subject matter experts' response, this logic ignores localized impacts. Joel and Tuckahoe is not a central or accessible site for the most of the East Zone. It's rural or disconnected from public transit and serves and is served by a dangerous 2-lane road. Community oversight concern. The district committed in 2023 to keeping public information on this project and holding future meetings, and none occurred. The community was promised transparency, but decisions are made behind closed doors without stakeholder input. History and justification of the site. The school board official. The property was purchased in 2007. Alva wanted a high school in 2017, but Gateway was chosen. This site has been on the radar for a long time. May be true, says the subject matter experts, but public sentiment has shifted. We've covered that. The Joel and David site should be developed long ago. It should have been. Instead, delays and inaction at the district is claimed it to be too late to change course now. In 2024, when the request for environmental report for NNN, we were told that we had to file a public records request and pay $21. This public planning data should have been freely shared, and the public should have had to pay to understand what's being built in the community. Capacity and immediate need. The high schools in the East Zone are over capacity. Split classrooms, portable buildings are being used, and new high school is urgently needed, said the official. The SEM response is growth is not the primary issue. Student enrollment in Lee County has remained essentially flat since 2014. It is redistribution of sprawl that's causing strain. The better planning would be to redistribute the capacity effectively. The pressure could be alleviated with the new construction at the most, not at the most expensive and remote site, but at the appropriate site, which would be the Joel and David site. The phase 1 started 2-year process for the design.
Thank you for your comments. Your time is up, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes public comment.
Thank you, Attorney Dupuy Bruno. Thank you, everyone, for your public comments. We truly appreciate it. We truly appreciate your time. At this moment, we're going to move on to the next item on the agenda, which is consent action items. Next is the approval of the action items on the agenda. Consent. The documentation for action items listed under consent is made available to board members 7 business days prior to the board meeting. We're expected to review all the material, and we have an opportunity to speak with the superintendent with any questions we may have regarding the recommendations. Some of these items have also been briefed or workshopped with the board in advance of appearing on the action agenda. Board members, are there any agenda items you wish to pull for further discussion? Mrs. Juvenelli?
I have none, thank you.
Mr. Ribble?
I have none.
Ms. Jordan?
I have none, thank you.
Mr. Persons?
I have none.
Mrs. Langford Fleming?
I have none.
Mrs. Javiano?
I have none.
And I have none. Is there a motion to approve the agenda's consent action items tonight?
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, we have a second? Okay, moved by Mr. Ribble, seconded by Mrs. Javiano. Please record your vote. Motion carries 7-0. Dr. Carlin, please introduce any administrators in attendance with a new assignment approved under the consent agenda.
Thank you very much, Chair Fisher. I'm very proud to introduce the following administrators who, by the passage of our consent agenda, have been appointed officially to their roles. So Renee McLean becoming the assistant principal at Mariner High School. Carlos Negron, our ESOL Assistant Director. Alum Sanchez Rodriguez, Assistant Principal, East Lee County High School. Allison Kerner, Harns Marsh Middle, Assistant Principal. Terry Ann Petrekin, Mirror Lakes Elementary, Principal. Robert Lawrence, Teaching and Learning Coordinator. New assignment, Carolyn Marsh, Challenger Middle, Assistant Principal. Amy Boback, San Carlos Park Elementary, Principal. Rose Lapsley Morris Rowe, Manatee Elementary, Assistant Principal. Kim Bisbee, Early Childhood Learning Services, Head Start Program Coordinator. Brian Adams, Assistant Principal, Success Academy. Jill Cook, Principal, Treeline Elementary. Samantha Fields, Interim Administrator, Student Enrollment. And last but not least, Amy Koenig, Estero High School Assistant Principal. Congratulations to all of our administrators. Thank you very much for stepping up and agreeing to be leaders in our district. You know, it is a tremendous responsibility, but I can tell you as somebody who did it for 18 years, it is a tremendous joy. Thank you for stepping up into leadership. Thank you for stepping up into district leadership. We look forward to the results that are going to occur because of your leadership, so thank you.
Going to echo Superintendent Carlin's words. Congratulations, and I always follow off Mr. Persons of this. Go enjoy tonight with family, and we'll see you tomorrow. So thank you, everyone. Okay, we'll give a moment to clear the room.
So the one was a teacher of the year at Hines Marsh, and now she's the assistant principal. So he's always excited because two of his people one's going with Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we please clear the room so I can resume the meeting, please?
These are all the residents. Yeah.
Okay. I was saying that. Okay. Everyone, can we please clear the room so I can resume the meeting?
Just have a seat.
Okay. Okay, we're resuming the meeting. Thank you. Okay. It is on. Okay. We're going to move on to board member comments and reports. We're going to start at the end with Mrs. Chaviano tonight.
I'll make this quick. So I did a tour at Fire Station 11 last week. We had 5 firemen. One of them was a new fire inspector, and they all came out of our fire academies, which was, I thought, amazing. Some have been with the fire station for at least 5 years or so. So it's been a little while since they've graduated, and they had nothing but great things to say about the academies. And I made the comment when I went to school here in Lee County, these academies weren't a thing. So for me, it's getting those stories out and sharing the opportunities that we have available to our kids, so our family knows what's out there. I think we need to do a better job there. But they had inspirational stories, so I'm looking forward to hear their testimonials. I spoke at the Rotary Club of Fort Myers last week as well, and just going over Zello, which is another platform that we have that we're really expanding and going into this year. That's a platform that helps K through 12, our students and our families understand the opportunities outside of possibly college pathway, right? So it touches on vocational opportunities, career opportunities, or what skill sets will lead them into those right skills. So looking forward to the release of that. I toured Success Academy, YPEP, and DJJ with Principal Restino. So looking forward to seeing the changes there and some of the things that he wants to bring to that campus to make improvements for those students. And since they're next door to the technical academy, I think there's going to be opportunity as well for them. And I think that's an incredible highlight and value for those students to show them that even though that they're at Success Academy, there is still a pathway for them to be successful, for them to graduate and progress and move forward. So I'm very excited for that partnership. I spoke at the bus driver active assailant training that was also here 2 weeks ago for our bus drivers getting on. And I know you guys actually rode the buses and were on the actual training, but just very excited to see that we're just giving them that information and equipping them to be more confident and have those skills to address certain issues should they happen. Again, it's unfortunate that we have to do those trainings, but in this day and age, and I think we even spoke about it at our workshop with the most recent, issue that happened in New York, it's better to be prepared and not need it. So I'm glad that we had that. And then last, this 13 days until school starts. So I've already purchased my kids' school supplies and we're working on our uniforms next. So to our teachers, I see those lists and whatever the extras that you need are, just add them on there because I'm always like, take all the things because I get how the classroom works. So I'm looking forward to our teachers getting back in our open houses that kick off next week as well. And I know our kids are excited to find out who their teachers are and to walk in there. So just excited for this coming school year and the changes that we're working on that were shared in this workshop, just to move things forward. Again, it's not an immediate overnight. It takes time to turn an organization this size, but I'm glad to see with the information that was shared that we're looking at that data and making that progress. So that's my update. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Chaviano. Mrs. Langford-Fleming.
Thank you. I'm going to respond to a couple of the public comments that were made tonight. Mrs. Nguyen, I would love to know about those 2 positions with the prevention specialists and how that is covered. And I know they're exceptional talent in our district, so maybe we can have a one-on-one about those 2 positions, only because I have spoken with those individuals also. Jewel is clearly still a problem. It's going to continue to be a problem until we can all team up together, not just the school district, but also with families and get this under control. So that is something I would love to get some more information on in that particular division. I want to say thank you so much for coming and speaking on behalf of the Referee Association. I, for one, am really looking forward to football season. Go Noles. And I'm sorry, Mr. Persons. But I also want to implore our families that our referees and umpires are human beings. And as a former coach, and I have reffed other sports before, it is no easy task. And you said it best when you were talking about you're immediately hated as soon as you walk out there by somebody. So I just want to say thank you, and I just want to implore families to get behind these individuals and support them. We have a referee shortage as it is, with the amount of games and sports that are being added. As you heard, that post-COVID, our athletic programs are finally growing. And we want to keep these individuals because, in my opinion, they don't get paid enough. Alva in community, please, I'm not going to go into this much tonight. We didn't take a vote on anything regarding this. However, I just want the community of Alva to know that I am asking really deep diving questions, maybe not in public, but in my one-on-ones. And I just want to say I appreciate you all advocating for your community, because that's key. and whatever community you live in Lee County, it's key to come and advocate for the people and the children and the families that you represent. So thank you. Tonight we approved some things that might have gone under the radar, but I feel like it is incredibly important that we call these special organizations out. And tonight, we approved agreements with Salus Care, Abuse Control Treatment, Catholic Charities, Valerie's House. I hope I'm not missing any. But these organizations partner with the school district and do so much for the needy in our community. So if there's ever any community service in your heart, please reach out to these organizations, because they do so much for our children outside of our school hours. Thank you to the county commissioners who continue to provide this really cool experience for our students. They pay for it in full. It's a really cool field trip that the kids get to take. So I want to say thank you for that partnership. Teachers. I know you are itching to get into your classrooms. I was a teacher for 20 years, and August 1st hit, and I would be calling the principal, can I come in yet? Can I come in yet? I just want to urge you to also continue to take the time that you need. I know you want to get those bulletin boards up and dive into your student list, but I just want to say I hope everyone had an amazing summer. I look forward to an incredibly successful school year. I will continue to pray for our teachers, our children's, our families, our SRO officers, our administration, and this board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Langford Fleming. Mr. Persons?
I've been visiting schools last week. I think I visited 12. This week, yesterday I did 3, and tomorrow I'm doing another 3. The one thing, and they're all in my East Zone districts where I'm trying to go first. The one thing I can say is that things are really improving there. Almost everyone I've talked to, actually every one of them, have had full staffs. So, and compared to last year and the year before, it's just a tremendous difference. So I want to thank the superintendent and our HR department for really making that happen. I want to give a shout out to our East Region too. We had 12 out of 17 schools increase their school grade points. Gateway Elementary and Harns Marsh Middle moved from a C to a B. Over the region, we had a total increase of 531 points. Some of the most notable increases were Montessori Elementary, triple digit, 117 points. It went up. Lemuel Till Middle, another triple digit, 110 points. Varsity Lake, 60 points. Harns Marsh Middle, 57 points up. Lehigh Acres Middle, 45. Gateway Elementary, 44 points. Gateway High School, 33 points. And Harns Marsh Elementary, 28 points. Also, we're seeing a great movement under the ESSA subgroups. We had 5 schools clear 1 subgroup. 5 other schools cleared 2 subgroups. 3 schools cleared 3 subgroups. 1 school cleared 4 subgroups. And 3 schools cleared all subgroups. They were Lemuel Till Middle, Harns Marsh Middle, and Mirror Lakes Elementary for the 2nd year in a row. So just a shout out to all those schools. They're doing a tremendous job. I'd like to say we're leading the way for the district for a change. So I'm really excited and proud of them. That's all I have for the night.
Thank you, Mr. Persons. Ms. Jordan?
Thank you. I mentioned earlier this afternoon that I had attended the bus drivers training where I was able to go on the buses with the bus drivers and participate in all of the training that they were taking place, because I believe that if someone is having training, we need to know what that training is, so that if someone's speaking to us about it, we understand what they're going through. So I was really thankful that I had the opportunity to do that, as well as doing the training for the reunification training that all the principals, assistant principals, administration had done. And I thank Dr. Carlin and Dave Newland for bringing that to us and allowing us to participate in that process. Also, I want to congratulate all the new appointees, the principals, and everyone else that was just tonight has a new job. And also, I really have to say, I really think, Ms. Fleming, thank you for bringing that up about the prevention specialist, because I had brought that up before when I found out that they would not be here. I've worked with those ladies for some years now. They do a great job in making sure that they are on point when it comes to kids' safety, the jewels, as they said, and I would love for that opportunity as well with Dr. Carlin to speak on that. So thank you for bringing that up. And then with the Alva community, I always appreciate having conversations and the advocacy that you bring to the board, and every day that you fight for your properties over there and your community. And I have to say, I agree with you. We did, when we started this, and this was before you, Dr. Carlin, made the statement that we would keep them informed, we would have conversations. And I was at the one meeting that they spoke about in Alva, which was back when Dr. Shaker was still there. And at that time, we did say that, we would make sure that we bring them, forward information. And so to me, I really believe that we need to make sure that we are carrying the narrative and it's the correct information, that we're giving it to them versus them getting, and I don't know who their subject matter experts are, but I think that that would be who we are. So if we're given that information, I think that would be better for us as far as outcome. And then also, and I've asked this multiple times, I absolutely, if you could, I want to know what happens with guns if they are being shot, if our kids will be on lockdown. So if you could send that to us, I'd appreciate that. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. Mr. Ribble?
Okay, real quickly, I reported on the safety day of training that we had last Friday. I thought it was excellent. And I know many of my peers were there that went through the exercise from 7:30 breakfast until we got out of there at 4:30. Just a couple of things. I want to give attention to our communications folks, Rob and Riley, for putting some excellent communications out there, some videos, getting folks ready to go back to school. I think they did a great job with posting the half-penny sales tax and where the money goes, because there's a lot of misleading information and rumors out there what happens with the half-penny sales tax. And I thought they did a great job. If you haven't seen it, go on Facebook and put it in there and it'll pop up for you. The other thing, I think they did a great job in getting folks ready to come back to school with the new rules of the road, particularly the communications are going to have coming out on cell phones and backpacks. So let's not forget, renew our commitment to being 100% compliant with cell phones and backpacks. And if mom and dad or Uncle Ned or the grandmother needs to get a hold of a student, we got to do it like we used to in the old days. Call the principal and they'll find your child for you. Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Ribble. Ms. Juvenile?
I'll be quick too. I just want to congratulate all the new appointments tonight. That's really great. We always have quite a bit right around the beginning of school year. So congratulations to all those that got new appointment positions. But also I just want to say welcome back to all the staff and students, because we're here. It's right around the corner. The first day of school is the 11th, and I know my grandchildren are just excited for their open houses, so I hope everybody has a great, successful open house, and everyone gets ready, and they had a nice, relaxing summer to get ready to rock and roll the 2025-26 school year. I thank you for bringing up the couple of things that was mentioned down the line here regarding some of the speakers, because I want to just piggyback off that and say that I would like to have more information about that. Regarding the board, we serve all students in all zones. We don't serve one area, one location, one street, one community. We serve all students in all zones. And that's the property we've had since 2007, and we need to build a school. The property where that everyone wants us to jump to is going to be a school too. That's already in the planning towards a school there as well. So we need schools in the East Zone. That has been neglected. I won't even sugarcoat that in any way, shape, or form. And the time is now. The time is, we cannot wait. We have to build schools. And I feel bad because you're upset, the community's upset, but it's true that the Alva Inc. did at that time in 2017, because I was there and witnessed that. Witnessed that. And they wanted the school. No one fought the school. In fact, they wanted the school. So I'm not having a conversation.
That's the first one.
But I will just say that we serve all students in all zones, and we do. And they've been neglected. The East Zone has been neglected. There's portables and so forth.
Chief, she's interrupted the meeting. Please remove her.
I'm sorry, but that is the truth. And we need to build the schools. So that's the property where it was planned for schools to be built. If somebody wants a list, we can give them a list. So if they want to move from that area, from where our new schools are going to be built, then that's their choice. But that is the choice. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's a choice to live there or not. That's your choice. The school was always going to be there since 2007. So.
Interruption, warning.
Sergeant at
removed.
Arms.
Continue, Ms. Juvenile.
Like it or not, we're going to be building schools in the East Zone. So,
Please remove him. They've been warned.
Got a lot of dictators in the county. It's total leadership. This is not leadership. This is dictators that run.
and misinformation is misinformation.
And you deal with it. That's how you lead.
Puerto has a lot of schools with a lot of children. I sell houses in there all the time. And they are going to be going to the new, they would prefer to go to the new school than go to Riverdale. That would be across the street. There's no room for children anymore in the East Zone.
I'm going to ask the board for its pleasure on that. I did make an objection to having possibly the same day in case we had to talk with conflict counsel, but I'm going to ask what's up to the will of the board, so. Tell me what you want to do. Do you want it definitively on the action meeting that night, or do you want to play it by ear in regards to what happens during the workshop? Any comments? Ms. Jordan?
I thought we discussed it. We were not handling it today because we were definitely going to be taking care of it on the next.
Yeah, what I'm asking is, we have asked for it to be put definitively on the next workshop, but the action meeting preceding it that night, there was a request that it be put also on for vote that night. That was a request made for the attorney. I made an objection to that, and I'll address the board thinks on that. It's up to the will of the board. My concern was, let's say something happens, we don't finish it, or we have to talk to our outside counsel or conflict counsel. So how do we wish to proceed? Ms. Langford Fleming.
So what I'm hearing you say is workshop. Should we need to have further discussion or questions answered, there's not enough time to have those answers by the action meeting. So when would it be the next action meeting? Is that what you're suggesting?
That would be up to the board, but that would be fine with me. We could,
Which
in
would be
theory, put it
September.
on for good cause that night. I'm not a fan of doing good calls, but if that's what we need to do, we can do that. But I want to make sure we have enough time for both sides. Not trying to put it to the side by that. I just want to make sure. I know it's definitively going to be on the workshop, the next one. Outside of that, I don't know if we want it up for guaranteed vote or not that night.
I would prefer it to be a workshop item on August 5th, followed by an action meeting in September.
What's the board feel about that? Ms. Jordan?
Okay, here we go again, moving it again. We had this conversation earlier. We said that we would bring it back we were going to not do it today because we're going to bring it to the next one, put it on the agenda. We pulled it from tonight. So if something were to happen, that can take place again. But we've already said that we wanted to have a council here at the same time. So there should be no reason why we cannot get that done. at that next meeting.
There's 2 meetings, Ms. Jordan. That's what I'm trying to clarify. It's definitively going on that workshop. What are we
Correct.
putting up for vote that night? That is my question.
Correct. And
Okay,
that's
so
what.
you want to have it on that night?
I personally, yes, I want it.
Okay. Mr. Persons?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to have it on the agenda for the action meeting to take action. I mean, if there becomes a huge problem during the workshop, we can always pull it. That would not be my choice, but I'd rather do that than to say, oh, I want to add it good cause, because then it's going to look like, oh, you're trying to sneak it in there, to the public. So I'd rather have it out front.
Yeah.
Let's have our discussion. I agree with Ms. Jordan. I think we should be able to come to a resolution and be able to vote on it that night. That's.
Ms. Chaviano?
Since I'm the one who kind of kicked it around in workshop, yes, moving it forward in the workshop and having it on the action plan again. To the point, it's there for the public, it'll have its 7 days, everyone will have the opportunity to see the agenda. Should we not reach a resolution in the workshop, then the action would be for it to be either a special meeting or that September meeting. That would be my point.
Anyone else?
So the contract would be on the workshop, so why not get the contract now so we can have that all before the workshop and have this done? I mean, I don't want to wait till the workshop to get it in only 7 days in advance. I mean, that's right. We need it. So, I mean,
What I'm saying is, that is true, but what I'm saying is, both sides have to agree to this contract during that workshop. That's all I'm saying. If you all want to put it in the action meeting that night's fine. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding it's for procedural.
So if I may, my understanding was that it was going to be workshop on August 5th with the intention of bringing it to the action meeting on August 5th. Obviously, if there's an issue, then we can't bring in, August 5th. Specifically, the board requested that conflict counsel be present to be able to help and facilitate the discussion and help reach an agreement. Again, the points are not major points, so I'm not anticipating that an agreement cannot be reached. I would again request, because this has been going on for a very, very long time, and everybody knows I'm a very, very patient person, but this has been going on for a very, very long time. So I would request that it be, at least a placeholder be placed on the agenda on August 5th. I've already sent you an email that has Mr. Quick, who is our normal conflict counsel and has always been the normal conflict counsel and very familiar on these negotiations. So Mr. Quick will contact you, he will forward you the contract, individual discussions with you, and we will move forward on August 5th.
Which will be up to the pleasure of the board. Is that Mr. Ribble?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment. I mean, we couldn't agree today on 2 items, and there's no way we're going to be able to come here and do a workshop and solve all these things we're divided on unless we get. I think Ms. Giovanelli brings a great point. We need to have the information before the workshop, so we're prepared when we come here, and hopefully we can get this thing put to bed that night with a vote, the same night.
Agree, but that's not the issue. I'm just asking for procedurally so that I can tell the administration, advise them, so we can tell them when it goes on the agenda. So it sounds like we want it on the action agenda that night?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think we need to ignore the fact that we need to be prepared by the time we get here.
Okay, so who's going to make the contract then?
We already have a sample. We just want to wordsmith the things that are important to us.
I just want you to be aware of that. So who is the responsibility of this contract coming forward? Will Attorney Bruno be working on that?
No. So we have a retained conflict counsel, been our conflict counsel for years. Conflict counsel will contact board members, go through the contract with you, and then whatever discussion, this person has done this for a very long time and has dealt with boards, local boards, state boards, just nonstop, that's what this person does, and have a conversation with the board prior to the workshop individually, so that when you come together, they can negotiate and have the discussion that is required at the workshop. Normally, that is how it's done. That you have the attorney, just like I have done in the past, you have the attorney speak to the other side, and then at some point, you come back to the board and say, board, here's what the position is. And then they help facilitate whatever may need to be facilitated at that time. That's the normal process.
And for clarification, that's what we did a few months ago. I just want that on the record. So, but if we want to put it, we can proceed with that. Is that what the board wants to do? I just want to confirm so we can move forward. I'm not trying to stall this. I just want to know the board's direction because I was asked that. Okay. Do you have your direction then, Madam Superintendent?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I can get back out of the fun procedural stuff. Thank you. So I want to, again, I'm going to piggyback off Mr. Ribble. Such an amazing day we had on Friday with safety, security, and unification. Thank you, Dr. Carlin, for setting up, as well as Dr. F. Barfield, the Glades superintendent. Amazing job, amazing presentation. Those videos were very intense, but it was much needed to hear. Thank you, Mr. Newland, Mrs. Barnes as well for setting up that entire day, as well as the other staff. It was really eye-opening. I truly appreciate it. So on top of that, as our commitment to safety and security, with this vote tonight for item N2, this board, the superintendent, her staff, as well as our board attorney and her staff have set forward that we'll be now having swing arm cameras on our buses that will now help protect our students on buses. So I want to say kudos to everyone here. Thank you for getting that across the finish line to Madam Superintendent and her staff. So last thing I had is I attended the open house for Trafalgar Middle for the new new principal. It's been a long night. Christina Morgan, they did a great job. I appreciate it and best of luck to them. Now I will turn it over to Attorney Bree Bruno for any comments.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I do have a comment tonight. Excuse me. The state of Florida's Division of Workers' Compensation rates school districts based on experience modification factor. The modification factor is calculated on the workers' compensation losses over the past 3 years and reflects the overall performance of the district's workers' compensation program. The industry standard is to receive a 1.0 score. Above 1.0 means improvement is needed, and the ultimate goal is to go below 1.0. The lowest number represents the most successful program. The score reflects how quickly employees are able to return to work after a workplace injury. This not only supports staff, but it also demonstrates the good stewardship of taxpayer dollars. I want to congratulate Kathy Richards and Warren Wilson from our Risk Management Department, who represented the district at the FIRMA, Florida Educational Risk Management Association Conference a couple of weeks ago. At this conference, Warren and Kathy were presented with the Best Services Award, meaning that amongst all 67 districts in the state, Lee County came in first with a modification factor of 0.71. So they've been working hard on that.
Thank you, Madam Board Attorney. Madam Superintendent.
Yes, thank you. My comments will be brief. I believe everybody's pretty much mentioned a lot of what I was going to talk about tonight, so I'll just give a little check mark next to Reunification Day. Thank you very much for those of you that were able to come out and support that. Safety and security is our top priority, and just delighted that we had the opportunity to practice what we've had on our shelves for many years. Very important, because at the end of the day, the children's safety come first. So we're very, very proud, and thank you for coming out to support that. As was mentioned, the first day of school is right around the corner, 2 weeks from yesterday, if you can possibly believe it. Teachers return on Friday, and then our support staff returns the following week. So just always a great time. I always, the night before school starts, I still don't sleep, and last year I slept pretty well, I think, but I was retired. But now that I'm back in the saddle, it's always that night before where you're just kind of nervous and bundled of energy, and just want to wish all of our teachers and principals, assistant principals, all of our staff a really great first day of school. And finally, I just want to thank our board. And I said this earlier today, but I want to say it for this evening's remarks. There are a lot of distractions that can come our way. There's a lot of things that are out there, right? And what I have noticed about this governance team is you are laser-like focused on the work. Think about what we talked about today. Working towards 0 teacher vacancies. That's big, and we're making great progress. We have a way to go with our academic achievement, and we talked about being fully transparent about that, okay? We're not a perfect district, but I heard Mr. Persons today talk about the extraordinary growth of a number of our schools. Those teachers, students, staff members working so diligently. to affect those gains. So while we talk about change as necessary in this district, we also want to take time to celebrate. And I thank you to those of you that did, celebrating with our staff, going out and showing your appreciation. That means the world to them. It really does. So I just continue to invite you to celebrate the great things that are going on in our district. Yes, we have change to make. Yes, we're in the middle of changes. It's not always pretty. You know, change in the middle is kind of messy. But I am fully confident in our staff, in our children, and our families that we are going to achieve great things. We are going to be the #1 school district in the state of Florida, and we're on our way. So just thank you for your support. It makes all the difference.
Thank you, Madam Superintendent. Real quick message from HR. If the board members, Madam Superintendent, Madam Board Attorney can go down to the pit after the meeting for a quick picture, okay? Next scheduled meetings of the board, August 5th, Tuesday, there will be a school board workshop at 1 p.m., followed by a school board action meeting at 6 p.m. At this point, having no other business to come before this body and seeing no objections, this meeting is hereby adjourned. The time is 8:01 p.m. Have a great evening.